Diamond Select Toys. Thank you, Zach, for taking the time to talk to us. And the fans out there are doing pretty much what we're doing. So I figured it was a good thing, and just see some familiar faces, especially with a lot of the conventions being canceled. So how you doing?
I'm doing good. I actually don't do a lot of these. We do a lot of conference calls and stuff for work because we're all working from home now. But this is my first live chat, so forgive me if I'm a little off or anything like that.
No, it's perfectly fine. You asked me earlier. You're like, is this going to be a podcast? Or I really know nothing about podcasts. Obviously, I do the interviews at the conventions and stuff, and I know nothing about like these Zoom sessions and stuff like that. I've been getting a little more organized with that, with like my daughter with school and everything. So I was talking to Chris Galwich, and he was doing a Kickstarter. And after speaking with him, we were like, let's get on here and talk a little bit and promote your Kickstarter. And so now this is my third one, and I'm still trying to get the hang of it, but I appreciate you taking the ride with us.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
No problem. You're always you've always been one of my favorite people whenever I'm at a lot of the conventions and stuff to talk with. You're always, for anybody that doesn't know, Zach is very personable. From what I've seen with people out there, and he's always been awesome with me. How are you holding up with everything? Are you in the office? You're home?
I'm home. I'm in my home office now. It's really like a home closet. It's very small. And we are all working from home now. I usually work from home because I usually work from my home in New York. But so this is my normal place. But everybody else is working from home now too, and they had to furlough a few employees, and we're only working on a bare bones skeleton crew to keep things going until everything is back up to speed again.
Yeah. Have you seen a disruption in, obviously, you said bare bones crew, and you're doing what you can from home, obviously, or the other people who aren't as used to it. Have you seen like a disruption with the distribution so far, or do you anticipate moving forward, maybe like dates that you had everything set being kind of pushed back a little bit?
Diamond Comics is supposedly beginning distribution on May 20th. New comics, and I believe that includes new products as well. So we're looking to get back up and running in that respect pretty soon. We'll see how long it takes for everything to go back to normal. There wasn't a previews last month, so some of our stuff got pushed back a little bit in terms of offering it. And obviously there's a lot of hold up in China, but now everything is on the way. There's stuff on the way, and we're going to be shipping product. It seems like within the next month. So,
getting back on schedule.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I had read about Diamond holding up or pushing back what it was supposed to be shipped, or stopping shipments, I guess you could say. And I wasn't sure if that reached out to you guys as well with the other products.
Yeah, we're in the same boat as them. I think retailers are still able to do reorders and get new stuff in for the time being. Not new stuff, but new stock. But obviously not a lot of retailers are open, so it's primarily online retailers. But people are still selling stuff online. We still have our web store. We're selling stuff, it's we're making the best of what we can.
Yeah, I see. I know a lot of the retailers, Big Bad, Entertainment Earth, and stuff like that. They're doing a lot of promotional stuff, and seems like everybody's still buying what they can, except for instead of being in store, doing it online. I know I've ordered a hell of a lot of Amazon stuff between me and my wife. Everything's Amazon.
Oh yeah, no, we get a few boxes a day. So
yeah. All right. So, well, one thing that I've never really done with you that if you don't mind, for people that maybe don't know who you are, can you do a little introduction and
Oh man.
maybe tell us a little of what your how long you've been in the industry, where you were at before Diamond, if you want. You don't have to. Yeah,
Sure. No, it's I right out of college I was working at Toy Fair magazine, which is long gone now. But
I
I
missed Toy Fair
started out as
magazine.
like a copy editor, just making sure everything was spelled right, and then I got to do some photography. I worked on Twisted Toy Fair Theater, the comic strip we did. Um, I got to write some of that, and then I became the editor. So, and then after about 8 years, I left to go do work as a movie critic for a little while. That was interesting. Um,
Movie critic.
yeah, for a website called Television Without Pity. Some people may remember it. It's not around anymore either.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but after a few years doing that, I heard about an opening at Diamond Select Toys, and I knew the guys there a little bit, and they gave me a shot, and I've been there for, gosh, almost 9 years.
9 years.
So
Uh,
yeah,
all the Comic Cons and interacting with the fans and the whole nine.
yeah, that's pretty much my job description. I'm interacting with the fans in that respect. I don't do a lot with the retailers, but occasionally, and
Okay.
then, but primarily it's doing press releases and running our blog and social media, going on message boards. If you go on the Foosh, I'm MS Word, but everywhere else I'm pretty much DST Zach. Um, and yeah, no, it's fan interaction is my primary focus. But that involves a lot of working on promotions with other companies, with licensors and stuff like that. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, I take a lot of pictures myself on like Instagram and stuff like that. But
The pictures of like the Marvel Selects when you got to take the pictures, and I see them in New York City on like on the streets. Are those yours, or who's
yeah,
taking those photos?
no, if it's on the streets of New York, it's probably me lying
Yeah.
on a sidewalk somewhere. But yeah, we have another in-house photographer who takes a lot of the product shots. But
Okay.
when I get a sample in, then I'll take it out and give it a test drive.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you've been in the game for a long time. Speaking of Toy Fair magazine, is that right? Did I say
Yeah.
that right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I sorry, a little brain fart there. My wife crept down and she's walking around. So I'm in my dining room, which is my makeshift office right now, which is also my makeshift classroom. uh, so kicked everybody out. I was like, go upstairs. I need to make a little call. I remember Toy Fair magazine. I was young. I was really young, and it's actually funny because I was going through like a box of stuff that I had. Like I saved like some magazines, some articles and stuff, and cards, and I threw them all in like a box. And when I moved, I just had this huge box of just crap. And so I started going through it, looking at it, and I came up with a bunch of like the old Toy Fair magazines that I had. And just a blast from the past. I used to love that magazine. Kids nowadays don't. I mean, they have everything at their fingertips with social media and everything. We would have to wait for the magazine and what's going on this month. Let's see what's that. I used to like the mail away. It was like the custom figures. I forget exactly what it was, but it's pre Legends, still Toy Biz era. It was like a. Do you remember what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did a lot
Okay.
of mail away figures. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It wasn't
definitely before
custom, but it
Marvel
was
Legends.
it was. I don't know. Go ahead, Tom.
No, that was fine. We did a lot of Toy Biz, yeah, pre Legends figures like Firestar and
Havoc, I think
Havoc.
Morph.
Yeah, Morph. Yeah, we did a bunch of those. I forget all the characters we did for the Marvel side of things. But after Marvel Legends came along, we didn't really do a lot of those.
Yeah.
Um, and we did, although we did one fan poll for Marvel Legends, where people got
Hmm.
to pick which one got made with Hasbro, I think. And I think it was Age of Apocalypse Sunfire that won that one. I could be wrong about that.
I
Um,
think that is the one.
yeah.
I'm almost positive that's what it was. Yeah.
There's some other cool figures in that poll, like Silver Samurai and I think Yellow Suit Gambit and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
any one of them would have been cool, but the Sunfire figure was pretty neat looking.
Yeah, I used to like those. So let's get to a little bit of. Came up with a few little questions here, not too many. I missed you at Toy Fair. I heard it was a great show. You had a lot of amazing products there.
Yeah, I forgot you didn't make it there. That's too
Yeah.
bad, man.
Yes, I still saw everything. So, right before all this madness happened, the world paused. Right now, I'm a big Marvel guy.
Yep.
I might have, a little bit. And I always ask you about the select figures. That's like one of my favorite lines that you guys do. Right now, the licensing, well, has the license freed up a little bit with Disney acquiring certain rights?
I think a little bit. Yeah, I can't talk too much about what we're doing, but I think we are able to do some more characters than we were able to before. So that's
Is there any chance that we will see? I know you like to give the collectors a chance to get their hands on certain figures that are like highly sought after. You re-released, like, I think it was the Venom, and you did a couple other ones that you did a second release of. Watcher and Mephesto. They've obviously came out long ago. And that's two that I never actually grabbed. That's always been on like my list of wants. Will you be able to, or have you thought about re-releasing those?
Yes, we actually tried to re-release Watcher a little while ago, and we weren't able to make it happen, unfortunately. But I think it's something we still talk about every now and again. I don't know for sure if it's on the schedule. I don't always see the schedule. I know some of the figures that are in development, but I don't necessarily know everything that we're bringing back. I know there are some bunch of Disney exclusives we're going to be bringing back. So if there's any older Disney store exclusives that you missed out on, we're going to be reissuing a lot of those to comic shops. So you'll be able to pick up those if you weren't able to get them before. So international customers, but also just people who didn't get out to the Disney store at the time. Most of them only had like one, maybe two releases at the Disney store. So it'll be good. It'll be a good chance to pick them up again.
And they'll be released at all comic shops, all the online retailers and stuff.
Yeah, it'll be offered through the previews catalog.
Previews catalog, okay. The Marvel Select, the PS4 Spidey, from the game. That was a real nice suit. I know a lot of people like that. I actually just picked up the game not too long ago, and me and my daughter have been playing it, and I really like the game. I like some of the characters in it and some of the designs, like for Shocker and a few of the other ones. Is there a chance maybe that you would do somebody else from the game besides just Spidey, or Spidey is staying the focal point?
There's always a chance. My boss Chuck Teixeira is a big Spidey fan, and he does most of the line planning for Marvel Select. So I don't know for sure that we're going to get the other characters from the game, but anything's possible. I think he did pretty well, but I haven't seen anything in development for the game. But maybe if we have another slot to fill, maybe that's something that we could do. But nothing planned right now that I know of.
You're going in and out just a little bit.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
You need me to repeat any of that?
No, I can hear you. I only lost a few words here and there.
Okay.
Is there anything from the Select line that you could talk about that's upcoming?
Upcoming?
Yeah.
Sorry, my mics, my headphones were cutting in and out too. Let's see. Upcoming. We have a lot of comic figures. A lot of comic figures coming. Obviously, with a little bit of lull in the movies. We have the Taskmaster coming up next for Black Widow movie, but after that, we're gonna do a lot of comic stuff. So, comic fans, yay! Movie fans, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. But if you like the comic stuff, then we're definitely gonna have some stuff you'll like. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm excited about about all of them. There's a lot of releases coming that I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. I even got to help talk about what fans might want for something, because I go on the message boards, I see what people are asking for. I look
Mhm.
at some of the polls that have been done. There hasn't been a good Marvel Select poll in a while that I could find,
Okay.
but Whoosh did one a while back, and a lot of the characters from there still haven't been made. So I kind of took that as a starting off point in making suggestions, and I think a couple of them actually got picked. So I'm excited.
So if we want to have like a hint at it, we head over to the Foosh board, look at that Marvel Select poll, and maybe we'll try to figure it out.
Yeah,
Possibly.
sure, yeah. Yeah, look at that poll, and maybe you'll get a couple of hints. But I probably shouldn't say too much. I think my boss might be watching, and he'll get angry.
We don't want to get you in trouble. Don't want to get you in trouble. No, don't want this one to be the first and the last. So you're gonna be taking a break a little bit from the MCU stuff and focusing more on comic stuff with that.
Yes, for now.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. What about with back to Spidey and the game? Any mini mates possibly planned, or would you entertain any of the mini mates
There was
for the
talk at
game?
one point about doing some mini mates. I don't know where that stands right now, but still possible. I think. But right now, I don't think they're in the line plan. But
Okay.
they're still possible.
Now, where are you at with mini mates? Mini mates has been that's like the longest ongoing line that I've seen. It's an awesome line. Where are we on, like 70?
79 is going to be coming out in the
Okay.
next month. So hopefully,
Okay.
when the shipments start up again, 79 will be in that batch. And then
Okay.
we solicited Series 80. 79 is kind of a Guardians of the Galaxy theme, um,
Mhm.
and it's got a build a mini mate where you can buy the 3 2-packs and you get all the parts to build somebody else. Series 80 won't have that, but it's like a spy theme, so it's got a lot of characters who are former and current Shield agents. Mockingbird, Spider Woman, Constrictor, Stealth Iron Man, Ghost, and Deathlock. And then Series 81 we showed at New York Toy Fair for the first time. We haven't
Mhm.
solicited that one yet. Series 80 will probably be like fallish,
Okay.
late summer, fall. And 81, maybe we'll see 81 by the end of the year, but 81 is all based on the X-Men Dark Phoenix saga. So you'll
Okay.
see some Shi'ar, you'll see Gladiator, Lilandra, Dark Phoenix, Cyclops, Good Phoenix, and Corsair, I think, is the 6th one. So
Nice.
it's a cool wave. I'm a fan of the storyline, obviously. I mean, who's not? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
hopefully
yeah.
people think that. It's got some new characters
Sliding
in
in
there.
little star jammers
Both,
in there.
all the waves have some new characters.
Now, with the build a figure, um, what's your feedback on that? Like, is that the fans like the build a figures with the mini mates?
I think so. It was a
Yeah.
temporary experiment. We'll see where that goes in the future. But for now, we're going to go back to just 3 2-packs, 6 characters per wave.
Okay. Um, X-Men. I again back to Marvel. I love Marvel. Love the X-Men. Love the mutants. So I love the fact that the mini mates you get. You've done a lot with classic stuff, some of the new stuff that's came out, and you mixed it in there. So, like you said, you're on wave 80, going up to 80, 81. So it's I congratulate you guys on that. It's an awesome
Oh, thank
line.
you. Yeah, yeah. It started
Um,
2003 was when the Marvel line started, and
17 years.
yeah, and we had like 20 something waves that we did with Toys R Us in addition to the 79, 80 waves.
Mhm.
And we've done a lot of box sets. And we're doing an animated line at Walgreens, just based on the cartoons. And
The cartoon X-Men, or
well, so far it's all been cartoons. The current Spider-Man
oh, the
cartoons, and
Spider-Man. Okay, yeah, yeah.
like Avengers Assemble through Avengers Black Panther's Quest,
Mhm.
the new stuff. But we are going to go and do some classic stuff in one of the upcoming series. Back and do something some classic X-Men you might dig pretty much if you like the classic X-Men cartoon. We're gonna have
I
some of
love
that.
it. I've been watching a little bit on Disney Plus. All right, so uh, while we're on mini mates, um, two of the lines, or two or three things that I was kind of looking at. I remember seeing the Sonic the Hedgehog mini mates, and you had offered more than what was ended up being released. Are we still seeing those, or?
I think we're done with that. We did one box set. We had like 8 prototypes, but we did one 4-pack, and I think we're gonna stop there. It did okay. It didn't do gangbusters. The other characters were other variations on Sonic. Uh, uh,
Tails.
Tails was in the first box set. Tails, Sonic, Amy, and Robotnik, and I think the second batch would have had like um, Peaches and Cream. Is that who they are? I think it is Peaches.
Mm-hmm.
Peaches the rabbit, and a couple, and like Supersonic, and I can't remember who else was in there. I don't think there are no Knuckles yet, but we talked about doing Knuckles at one point. So it would be great if we could go back and do that some more. We have some more Sonic product coming, but I think right now we're done with Sonic Mini Mates. Yeah.
Gotcha. Did you see the movie, the Sonic movie?
I haven't yet. I really want to, but I haven't yet. I love the Pokemon movie, so I was
The
excited
Pokemon
to see
movie was
Sonic.
cute. I like that.
Yeah.
The Sonic movie, surprisingly, I really had no interest in seeing it. My daughter wanted to see it, so we watched it recently. It was actually a good movie. I really did enjoy it. I thought Jim Carrey did a great job. The other guy, I always call him Cyclops, but you know who I'm talking about. He did a great job. I really did like the movie. And the other thing that I've watched, I don't know, uh, I don't know what you've been watching lately. I had to sit and watch Trolls World Tour.
I've seen the first Trolls. I haven't seen the second Trolls. I got 3 kids myself, and I don't know. I don't think we've let them see the second Trolls movie yet. I think they've seen the first one. We haven't
Okay.
seen. We'll let them watch the second one. But once we do, then I'll probably be sitting there watching it with them.
Yeah, I did. I had turned off my Mortal Kombat, stopped playing that for a little while, and watched Trolls. It was a cute movie. Um, the Bruce Lee line. How's the Bruce Lee line doing? That was something that I was very surprised to see that you guys, when you first showed it off, and the products looked amazing. How's it going?
Good. I think the first figure did really well. The yellow suit, and the second one with the shirtless version
Mhm.
with the staff. We updated some stuff that we had done on the first figure, and I think it actually is even better. Yeah, no, they both did really well. I don't know if we actually had a third figure that we developed, um,
Mhm.
but I don't know of any plans right now to do a third action figure. But we do have some more. We have another PVC diorama coming up. We did 2 of
Mhm.
those, um, and we got some statues because it's his 80th birthday this year, so
Yeah,
80th
yeah.
anniversary. So, um, yeah, we got a couple more statues coming out for sure, and we're gonna offer a new gallery in the near future.
And you have the vinyls also, right?
We did little vinyl figures. We did the deforms, we call them.
Yes.
They got the big heads. They're kind of
Mhm.
like it was a playoff of Super Deformed. They used to do the Gundam figures that were really big headed back in the
Mhm.
day. So I guess it's more of a Japanese term than anything, but uh, the we did a series of those. They were a lot of fun.
No mini mates planned on for the Bruce Lee stuff though.
We had some mini mates and some mini mates that we were looking to do, but there wasn't enough retailer interest, so we had to scrap them, unfortunately.
Okay. Now I think I asked you this when we spoke one time. If the licensing for Bruce Lee would extend to characters from the movies, like some of the villains, is it strictly Bruce Lee?
It's strictly Bruce Lee. Our agreement is with his family, so
His family.
we have rights to all of his likeness and all of his imagery, but not to other characters from his movies.
What about Brandon Lee?
Right now, I think I don't know if I think we've talked to them about that, but nothing we can talk about right now.
Okay. I like that. um, the I remember seeing well, I was talking to somebody and they were talking about the Robby the Robot. There was two things, and they were saying that it seemed to kind of be on hold right now. One of them was the Legends in 3D, and the other one was like a lights and sound Robby the Robot. Are those still moving forward? Are they still in production or?
Yes, they're both in development. They are taking a little longer than usual. The Legends in 3D. Chuck recently commented on this in one of his Ask DSTs. There's a lot of it's a lot more multimedia than a lot of the other Legends we've done. I mean, those are straight resin, but this one's got clear plexi dome, and it's got a lot of different materials going on. So it's taking a little bit longer to develop to get that one up to snuff with the production. And the electronic one is just a lot. Our electronic items take a longer development than most of our other products, just because there's a lot of different. Again, the electronics, the sounds, getting all that approved. It's a longer development time. So I think we showed it last year's Toy Fair. So it's what we showed was just a prototype, but
Prototype.
development continues.
Now you said is it all it's all licensing, or it's because there's different versions of it? Why the I guess the lag time?
I'm sorry, on which one?
On the lights and sound, you were saying like with the resin, there's the clear dome, and then you were saying about the light. I guess never mind.
The lights and sounds one. Yeah. No, it's with all getting the electronics straightened out. I'm sorry, I missed the beginning of the question. With getting the electronics straightened out, along with getting all the engineering, because you got to engineer it hollow. So it's got to you got to figure out how much room you need inside. There's just a lot of stuff that you need to keep straight.
Okay, that's what I thought you were saying. I wasn't. I didn't. That didn't come out the way I was. It was thinking of my.
No, I'm sorry if it wasn't clear. It's it's a more of a long-term development than anything else we do, really, the electronic stuff.
Now I don't know if you can see on the side here. We got somebody joined in.
Yeah, I saw somebody's
asking a question. So we did talk about the Marvel Select figures because I am a huge Marvel Select fan. Can you comment on? Can you see the comments there?
Yeah. MCU plans beyond Taskmaster. Okay. We talked about that. We said that was kind of there's going to be a little bit of a gap just because we've got a lot of comic stuff in development, and the movies are obviously it has been pushed back a little bit. And then the other question was about Cull Obsidian. I think right now we're not necessarily going backward to movies that have passed. It would be really cool, but and I know other people have asked about it as well. But right now, no Cull Obsidian is planned.
The MCU or even the comic version, I think, would actually be really cool, and that would be a figure. I like when you guys do the larger portion Marvel Select figures because they're solid. The sculpts are great on them. I really just like all the Hulks that you've done. They're awesome. The Juggernaut, Rhino, I think is it Rhino? You did the Rhino, right?
Yeah, we did Rhino.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, all those I always like. One of my favorite ones that you did, because I feel that it goes with my Marvel Legends because I like the Legends. It's the Hulk. I forget exactly which version it is or how you would say it, but it's like a savage Hulk. He's got like his little loincloth. You know the one I'm talking about?
The one with the beard?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was I guess that was Savage Hulk.
It would be Savage Hulk.
No, that was Hulk Unleashed. That was Barbarian Hulk. It's hard to keep them all straight. Yeah. Barbarian Hulk, the one with the beard. It was from when Mark Silvestri was drawing the title for a little while. So we did the one with the beard, and then we did one without a beard in the blue jeans for, I think, Disney. And we recently brought that one back to comic shops, very recently. And Savage Hulk was the one where it was like a Jack Kirby style sort of
Yes.
classic Hulk. Um,
I would like to see like a Smart Hulk, like late '90s Smart Hulk.
yeah.
Just throwing it out there, you know.
Yeah, Legends did that cool one with the black tank top and the glasses, but it's probably a little dated now. But at
Yeah,
the time,
that
it
was
was
like
really
that was
cool.
like pre-Legends. That was like right before Toy Biz became Legends, I think.
Yeah, I
It
guess that
was
was like
that Hulk wave.
the last non-Legends wave of figures. So Hulk,
Yeah.
yeah, might have even been parallel to Legends now that I think about it.
Yeah, it
I
might
could be
not
wrong.
have been called Legends, but it came out like right around the same time when like those
Yeah,
first Legends came out.
like a subline,
Yeah,
something like that.
because they
But
had
yeah, no,
didn't they
that'd be
have the
cool figure.
Spider-Man wave? That there was a Spider-Man wave too. It wasn't called a Legends one, but it was like similar packaging back then.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was definitely pre-Legends. The one where it was like battle damaged and Man Spider and
Black. It was the symbiote spider, and there was like another one that was in there too.
yeah, no, I used to be big into the Legends in the day. Now I'm a select guy off of through and through. 7-inch scale.
You gotta be. You gotta be.
Oh yeah.
But nothing beats a detail on the selects. Like I said, I love the larger figures because I can mix them in. Actually, it's funny. My daughter, she's obviously home and trying to just figure out things to keep her out of our hair a little bit. So I got like a huge duffel bag. I actually have, I think it's like 2 or 3 duffel bags full of Legends. And so she goes in the garage. She's like, "Daddy, can I play with these?" And I'm just like, "Okay, all right, I'll take them out for you." So she takes them. She takes them in the living room. She had them laid out all over the place. My wife came down and just looked at me. She's like, "I hope you guys are going to clean this up." she had a bunch of Legends out, and she's separating the female Legend. She's like, "Okay, I'm going to take these ones." So I thought it was cute.
I've been doing the same with mini mates with my kids because they've been getting
Yeah.
into the mini mates and getting into my mini mates and I said, all right, you can play with these. And so like on Alien Day on the 26th, it just so happens that they were looking for the Army guys. I was trying to find our Army guys that we did back with we did just called the mini mates Max, and they were like firefighters and Army and stuff like that. And I couldn't find them, but I found all our Aliens mini mates. So I brought out the Colonial Marines, and they were playing with all the Colonial Marines and all the aliens, and I took out all the ones that were kind of scary and stuff, like the colonist who was like had the chest burster
The
coming out.
chest burster and stuff.
And they didn't want to play with Paul Reiser's character for some reason. But all the soldiers, they were one kid had the soldiers and one kid had the aliens, and they were going back and forth. I had to help them stand up all the aliens. But we're going to do a big Marvel Select. In one of the new ones we're developing is a big one. So and I think it'll work with Legends too. So hopefully people dig it.
I'm sorry. Just say that again.
Oh, one of the selects that we're working on is a big guy.
Okay.
So you'll be able to use them with Marvel Legends too.
Crossover.
I think people like that one.
I like it. All right. So let's see what else. How's Gentle Giant? That was I was surprised when you guys first brought that news on and showed the partnership with Gentle Giant. How's it working with them, and how's their their minibus lines going?
Good. We actually had a little bit of pickup time when we took over the company, so we had to get a lot of stuff up to speed with production. But now we're up to speed, and we're putting out a lot of 1/6 scale busts. And we're also launching a new 1/7 line that is all animated style, and we're doing a lot more 1/7 scale statues in addition to the 1/6 scale statues. We're doing both because some people are all about the 1/6, and we want to make sure we give them something in addition to some newer the new scale, which is more affordable, more collector friendly. So you'll see a couple different scales from us going forward. But we're definitely going to be sticking with the 1/6 scale busts, which is where most people's collection is. And we're doing stuff through the Premier Guild, where you can join up and get exclusives there. We're doing some web exclusives. We got another one coming up soon, where the Premier Guild gets first dibs, and then everybody else can order it after that.
Okay. Now you said the animated stuff. Can you elaborate on a little bit of the animated stuff a little?
Sure. We showed them at Toy Fair. There's a Obi-Wan and Anakin from Clone Wars, and there's Thrawn and Maul from Rebels.
Mhm.
And we're going to be offering the Obi-Wan this coming month in May.
Okay. How deep are you planning on delving in the Star Wars lore with what you're going to offer? Are you going to stick with like the main characters or some of the more obscure characters? Are you going to go into all the movies or like all of the cartoon, all of the animated?
We're going to do a lot of different stuff. We have for the 1/6, we do some stuff based on cartoons, but it's realistic style. So we're doing Sabine Wren from
Okay.
I want to say Rebels. I'm still a Star Wars animation newbie. I love the movies, but in terms of the cartoons, don't necessarily keep up with them. But
Yeah, I've been catching up on that myself.
yeah, Sabine Wren, we're doing in a realistic style. We just showed her off, I think, on Rebel Scum, and then we showed off at Toy Fair a 000 from the comics,
Mm-hmm.
Marvel comics. So we're gonna do some comic stuff. We're still gonna do classic trilogy stuff. We're gonna do prequel trilogy stuff. We've got some modern trilogy stuff. We've got the Sith Trooper coming up. We've got a Darth Maul from Solo. So we're don't want to say all over the place, but we're covering all corners of the Star Wars universe.
Star Wars fans, they have enough there right now for you to wet their whistle.
Yeah, hopefully there's at least something that they're into. Definitely.
Now, the trying to think, um, the jumbo vintage figures.
Yes.
You're going to continue with those? Are we going to see more of those?
Yes, we're definitely continuing with it. We're going to be putting out at least a few a year. It's just again, we're getting up to speed on it after we put out what they had in development. Now we put our own into development, and
okay,
and we'll have some more coming out soon.
Now you are you, forgive me if I'm asking a question that's been answered. With Gentle Giant, they're under the Diamond umbrella. You guys brought them, or you guys are Diamond? The Diamond is releasing under Gentle Giant.
We bought the Gentle Giant Limited assets. So
Okay.
we took over, we signed our own license for Star Wars, and we took over all their existing projects and inventory. So I'm not breaking up, am I?
No. You're good. I'm
right.
I'm checking the feed here on my phone, trying to just see how it's coming across on there. So I'm 100% listening to you.
No. I just want to make sure that you could hear me because my cord's acting up.
Oh no, you're good.
I forget what we were talking about. Oh, but but this is
Um,
Gentle Giant Limited. We have the name Gentle
okay.
Giant Limited. We are releasing stuff through the website, gentlegiantlimited.com, gentlegiantltd.com, I should say, and then and we release it under that name, and it's on the packaging and all that. Gentle Giant Studios is something completely different, so that's a different entity.
Okay.
I can get confusing, but they still do development for us, for Marvel Select and other lines, and they did our Westworld, um, Tron, I believe is them. So they're still doing a lot of work for us and for other companies as well.
Westworld. I have not gotten into Westworld. I was surprised to see that on the shelves, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. The figures, even though I know nothing about the show, I've watched like one episode. Even though I haven't really watched much of that. When I saw the figures looked really cool, and from what I've heard, people love the figures that are out from that line. Is their plan to continue with the Westworld line?
Series 2, I think, has hit Walgreens now,
Mm-hmm.
with Clementine Pennyfeather, Teddy, the James Marsden character, and
Mm-hmm.
then who was in Sonic, and then right, same
Yes.
Marsden.
Yep.
I think there's a
Yep.
couple Marsden.
Marston. Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
is. I wanted to say that before, but like I said, I always call him Cyclops.
I think I always feel like he's got a brother or something like that. Um, and I forget who. Oh, the third figure is. Oh, we're gonna re-release the Man in Black because he was very popular, and we have an exclusive at Walgreens, which is Maeve, um, and she's in her kimono. There will also be figures at Specialty, which are not quite out yet, but Clementine Pennyfeather will be more deluxe. Teddy will have more accessories, and there's going to be a Bernard who was not available at Walgreens. He'll be just at Specialty. And I don't know what the status is on Series 3, but if Series 2 does well, then we'll probably move forward with the Series 3.
Move forward with that. I'm watching the comments as we talk, so forgive me if we jump back to mini mates real quick. And I actually did want to ask you about this, so it's pretty cool that they asked. Could we ever see Jedi Fire 017? Could we ever see a Ghostbusters Ecto 1 for the mini mates?
I don't know if we're going to go back to do more Ghostbusters mini-mates at this time. We are doing some Ghostbuster stuff. We have the Legends in 3 Dimensions bust coming out of Stay Puft. And we've talked about some other product categories, but I don't know if we're going to revisit mini-mates. We could. Last time we took a break from Ghostbusters mini-mates, we came back and we did a new box set. And we've talked about doing an Ecto 1 for a while. I think there are even some designs, but I don't have any current plans to do it. But that doesn't mean it won't happen in the future.
Okay. So you do still have the license for Ghostbusters, or is it limited licensing?
It's we do still have the license for Ghostbusters. We're not currently making action figures. Hasbro is making action figures right now, but we are still making Ghostbusters product.
Okay. So it's not. We could possibly. You're not doing it right now, but we could possibly see more Ghostbusters select figures in the future, possibly.
In the future, possibly, yes.
But right now, nothing.
Not right now.
Okay. That's good. I love the Ghostbusters line. That's the Firehouse and the other Dio that you guys did. That both of those were
they were really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Huge.
No, people are still trying to get some of the real Ghostbusters figures. I mean, people say, "Oh, you underproduced Egon," but no, we made the same amount of Egons we made of everybody else. It's just, you know, I maybe other people would be like, "Well, of course Egon's you're gonna sell more Egons than everybody else," but I wouldn't have thought that that we'd sell more Egons than we would Venkmans or Rays or Winstons. Yeah, I figured it'd be, you know, everybody would want everybody, but Egon seems to be one who's spiked up. I mean, everybody seems to have gone up a little bit, but Egon seems to have really, yeah.
Yeah. Castlevania is in season 3. I watched the first season, part of the second season. I haven't finished it. The animation I love. Obviously, I grew up on the game, and you know, like I was excited to see that when the Netflix show was coming out, and then to see you guys with the license for the figures, that was really cool. Would there be anything that you're looking? Is there a figure that you would want to do that you haven't done from Castlevania, or that you would look to do in the future?
I'm still waiting for Series 2 to come out with the vampires, Dracula and Godbrand and Carmilla. Having watched Season 3, which is awesome and gets really crazy towards the end, people have said they want, and now I'm blanking on his name, the I want to say he's the Baron something, the guy who teams up with them to battle everything at the end. I'd love to get one of him, but I think I'd love to get some of the Carmilla's fellow vampire sisters. One of them is this big warrior woman, and she's really awesome. And then there's the one who seems really timid, but she's like totally the most evil of all of them. So there's a couple of vampire characters there that I'd love to get. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how Series 2 does. Series 2, I'm not sure when that's shipping. I think it's going to be like late summer.
You're into the animation. You like the animation on that?
Yeah. No, part of me wants to keep up with it just for the line, but I know I've been enjoying it. I enjoyed series. It took me a while to get around to watching season 3, all the rest of season 3, but I finally finished it a few days ago, and it's really cool. And yeah, I love animation. I used to be I like animation. I used to be bigger into anime than I am now.
Okay.
I worked a little bit on Anime Insider magazine back when I was at Toy Fair, so I had access to like everything. And there'd be like I'd be
What's
able
some
to
of your
watch all
favorite
the
anime? I'm not a big anime guy. My my brother and sister, they were more into anime than I was. I was into the comics and Marvel and stuff. They like the anime. I know a little bit, but like, what's some of your favorite anime?
Gosh, well, Fooly Cooly is great. FLCL, and then um, there's a great show I watched called Nia Under Seven, which was a long time ago. Um, uh, gosh, I like the Vampire Hunter D movies. When I was a kid, I with my brother, I used to watch on. I think Sci-Fi would do like an anime movie every weekend, so I'd
I
watch that
remember
with my
that.
brother. So like Kashurn, Robot Fighter, and or Robot Hunter, I think it was.
I know what that is.
Yeah.
I watched that.
When I was a little kid, I used to watch Macron 1, which a lot of people don't remember, but it was like one of those giant robot shows. It was on Channel 26 in Rhode Island, um, that was my Voltron when I was a kid. I don't even think I watched much Voltron, but I watched the heck out of Macron 1.
I watched a lot of Voltron and is it Gigantor? I think
Oh
is
yeah, I watched some
the
Gigantor. I
yeah
never watched Robotech. I never watched any of that. But
my
I've
uncle was
friends
real
who
big into Gigantor, and
yeah.
he would always sing the song, and then I'd end up watching it. I used to watch all that stuff. One thing, so a friend of mine was asking me uh, about this movie, and I said I never saw it. I was like, I'm not a huge anime person. And he's like, oh, how could you say you've never seen this? So since you like or used to like anime or watch it, want to know if you know what this is. Ninja Scroll.
Oh yeah, Ninja Scroll is awesome.
Okay,
Ninja
so
Scroll's
he was
best.
yeah, he was telling me he's like you gotta watch Ninja Scroll. So I'm like okay, I'm gonna sit down and watch that. And I was like, I'm gonna ask you because he wanted to know would there be a chance that we could ever see a line based on Ninja Scroll?
That would be awesome. I would kill for that line of action figures. Had there even been a line in Japan for Ninja Scroll? I don't even
I
know. Maybe someone made like a Jubei, like one Jubei or something like that, but I've never seen anything. And I was really following imports for a while there for the magazine and just because I like them. But I don't think I've ever seen one, which leads me to believe that getting an American company getting the license for it would be
slim to none.
difficult, and also just just the even just going back and forth with a company in another country for the lines that you're working on. If there isn't an American licensing division, then it can be really difficult to work with them. And also, you got to get them just right. You got to get that anime style, spot on.
Yeah, because the anime fans they'll either buy it up or they'll set it on fire and
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if we got somebody commenting down here. I don't know if he's being for real. That's our mutual friend there under
Oh
his
yeah, Ninja
YouTube channel.
Scroll custom toy for Toy Fair magazine. It's possible.
That's
Is that
Chris.
Chris? That's
That's
Chris.
Chris.
Chris Garrich. Yeah, yeah. Oh, he says Cowboy Bebop, which is another one I like. Um,
I know
but
that one. That one I know. It was big in the Cowboy Bebop.
yeah, Cowboy Bebop is great. Ninja Scroll custom. I'm trying to remember what character we had him make. To be honest, um, gosh, it wasn't the Rock guy. Was it Jubei? I guess we had to make a Jubei. Who'd we make, Chris? I can't remember.
Come on, Chris. Let us
There were
know
so many great
who you
characters.
made.
There was a guy who was in the shadows, who jumped out of the shadows and he had like the spear he would throw at people. Um, and then there's a guy with the bees in his back. There's a big rock guy. Um, there was the woman with the snake tattoo. There were a lot of great ninjas in that, like
Yeah.
8 or 9. The demons of Timon or something like that. I can't remember. They had a name. Yeah,
I just looked up the name on here and like the artwork or the characters just look absolutely crazy. So I'm definitely going to watch this. I probably shouldn't watch it. Probably shouldn't watch it with my daughter, right?
no, don't let your kids watch it.
Okay.
Absolutely not. 100%.
I've been trying to watch the new Mortal Kombat anime, the Scorpion. I think it's Scorpion's Revenge. I've heard
Yeah, I just
nothing
found
but
out
good
about
things
that.
about that.
I just found out about that. What is that on?
Well, I got a Fire Stick and have everything on it. So, but some things aren't streaming on it. But I think they released it straight to DVD and digital. It came out, I want to say it was like a week ago, and everybody that I've talked to said nothing but great things about it.
All right, I'll have to check it out.
I'm gonna check it out. Trying to see. I mean, we've kind of. Oh, Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts
Yes.
was a line that I actually found a lot of people who weren't really into the collecting world that saw these figures and called me and was like, "Hey, what are these Kingdom Hearts figures?" Because I love the game and like had such a huge following that now they went and started collecting the figures. Are you still have plans for more Kingdom Hearts characters, or has that kind of taken a backseat?
I think we've got 2 more releases. We've got 2 more Sora variants, and then I think we're done. But we did just put out the Hercules wave with Hercules and the Toy Story Sora, and the Hercules is a great figure. So if you haven't picked that one up and you like the movie, it's definitely it's movie accurate. So it's a really cool figure.
Now, do you have anything planned? Obviously, we all know what's going on in the world right now, and most conventions through the end of the year, or at least through the summer, have been canceled. One of them being San Diego Comic-Con, which is always obviously a real big thing for the industry. How's that affecting you guys? And are you planning like the exclusives and even just the reveals in general? Have you had a conversation about how that's going to be handled?
Yeah, we started talking about how we could do something cool online, for the convention, for reveals and stuff like that. But we definitely had a lot of exclusive plans that we're still gonna go forward with. We're just gonna release some really cool toy products, really cool box sets, and just some really neat stuff. And um, hopefully people dig them. I think they're going to be really cool and awesome and exciting, what I've seen of them. So but it's just how they'll be offered. You'll be able to order them through the comic shops instead of having to be at the show. So that's good for people. We'll sell them. Actually, I think some of them will be at comic shops. Some of them will just be online, depending on how many of the runs were. But we'll sell them through the Gentle Giant Limited website, and also I think we'll have some in the DST store as well.
Okay, so like the ones that are normally, I guess you could say, the shared exclusives that you would do like Entertainment Earth and some of the other ones. Obviously, before you used to do like Toys R Us and whatnot. So those ones will still continue to be shared, but with comic shops.
Yes, that's my understanding. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any hints you can give us?
Gosh. We'll have a new L3D bust. We'll have a couple of galleries. We'll have some Vinimates that we're doing for. I think that'll just be at the DST store. I'm trying to think what else we have that's going to be. I probably shouldn't reveal any of them at this time, but we how we do it. Something for everybody. The different licenses we have. So a couple Marvel pieces, a couple other pieces. I think we've got like 6 or 7 different licenses we're gonna have products from.
Products, cool. Now, obviously, being at the shows, stuff sells out. I don't want to say scalpers, but the crews that go and buy everything, they get in, they get what they need, and they do what they do. Obviously now that's not going to be an issue per se. Do you think it's better how companies like yours will have the opportunity to offer it to everybody instead of just certain things being at the show? Do you think that's What have you heard from? Obviously, you're on a lot of the forums and stuff like that. Have you heard anything? You know, people saying good things, bad things.
I haven't seen. Maybe I'm not looking in the right threads. I haven't seen anything. If you know, I look for the threads where people are talking about our stuff specifically. So if there's been a thread about SDCC, then I maybe I haven't picked up on it. But nobody's coming to any of our threads asking about it. So hopefully it's a good thing for people, because people who you don't need to be in San Diego. You don't need to have tickets to the con. You know, whether you'll still get scalpers, people who pick stuff up and then resell it later on.
That's inevitable. It
Yeah,
happens.
they're gonna have to sit on it for a little while. It's not something where they can sell it to people who aren't there, because they're gonna be able to get it too.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to wait until it's sold out, and then hopefully there's demand for it or something like that. I'm giving scalpers a total plan on how to do what they're doing. But I hopefully that won't be as big a problem, like you said, and hopefully more people will be able to get access to the exclusives, which they didn't have before. And while I'm sad the con is gone, I think in that, just one good thing about it is that it'll be a more equalizing, equalizing way of offering exclusives.
So yeah,
And
like you said.
yeah, so maybe we'll do limits on how many you can get. I'm sure we'll have some kind of limit. It's just whether it's going to be 1 or 2 per person or something like that. We'll see how it shakes out. We'll see what we're talking about as far as quantities go, and whether we think something's going to sell out.
Now with the reveals, obviously you do a lot of your own reveals, or you show off the products. Have you thought about doing like a virtual con in lieu of actually being at the con?
Yeah, we've talked about it. Some people are already doing them. I think there was one this past weekend. I want to say it was called. I forget the name of it, but Kevin Smith was there. They had a lot of great guests coming on and doing like chats and stuff like that.
You guys were part of it, right? You're CEO of the company, I think.
No, there's going to be an interview with the CEO of Diamond Comics,
Okay.
Steve Jeppy. He's going to be talking tomorrow night to Kevin Smith on his
Okay,
Fat
that's what I
Man
saw.
Beyond show. So he's going to be doing that. He did a Q&A recently with some retailers about getting things up and running with the comics again. But he's going to do a talk on the Fat Man show. Yeah, no, we weren't part of that con, but we've definitely talked about what we could do virtually, in the future. That'd be cool.
Well, hopefully, I'm gonna keep in touch with you if there's any reveals or anything, or you just want to jump on here and talk a little bit. We'll set something up.
Sure, man.
MCU shelf, no problem. Thank you. This is kind of the point. I was discussing with Zach about people are home, and obviously you have a million TV networks and you could stream stuff all day long. But this is kind of what we're into. And that's why I just reached out to Zach and asked him if he would jump on here with me to reach out to you guys. So, so MCU shelf, you're welcome and thank you. And obviously, Zach, obviously, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I know it's late.
No, thank you for having me here, and thank you for watching that MCU shelf. Thank you for everybody who's tuned into it.
Yeah. Overall, I don't know. I appreciate you talking. But you might have said some things that obviously you've said elsewhere, when I just haven't had a chance to hear those things. Hopefully, answered a few questions for other people out there. Everything's good with you and your family with everything going on?
I'm sorry, you cut out for a second.
Sorry, I said everything's good with you and your family with everything going on. Everybody's healthy.
Yeah, we're all good. We're all good. Quarantining, playing in the yard. I try not to go to the grocery store too much. You know how it is. My wife made us all masks. Mine has mustaches on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's we're getting used to life. We like I said, I was working from home before this anyway, so it's not too much change for me there. But My wife's teaching the kids, and I step in and help with math every now and again. And yeah, things are going good.
Yeah,
Everything good over there?
Yeah, everything's good. I've been helping teach my first grader, and found out in some way she's a little smarter than me. You know, we were doing gym class earlier, and you know, she's like, "That's not the way my gym teacher does it." I said, "Well, guess what? You got a new gym teacher, buddy." But yeah, no, everybody's good. Everybody's healthy. So you know, thank God. Just dealing with the quarantine, and you know, like you said, running to the store every now and then. Definitely been doing a lot of cooking. I can't say to my wife anymore that I don't know how to cook something, because she knows I know how to cook now.
I'm not much of a cook myself, but I can make scrambled eggs, so I do that whenever I can.
See, that's why I like. I'm a breakfast guy, so I like cooking breakfast. I'm like, I'll handle breakfast, you handle everything else. Of course, now I can't get away with that, but yeah, I'm totally a breakfast guy. So, all right, Zach. I know it's getting late. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. I hope you and the family continue to be safe and healthy, and maybe we'll get a chance to chat like this again in the future. And anytime you want, you just let me know.
Yeah, man. Anytime you want to have me on, I'm happy to come on.
Awesome. I appreciate it. So thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you, Zach. And I'm just going to log out of this for a second. Be right back.